Yo, what is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we are back with another VeVe and Ecomi video. And this one, we're going to be going over some of what David Yu talked about yesterday. So the team, like almost the whole team, popped up into a chat on Twitter, a space on Twitter, and it was just a whole great conversation, a great vibe. They stuck around for hours just talking and stuff like that, and that wasn't even planned. It was just like a on the fly thing, I think. I think they saw one person in, then another guy jumped in, then David comes out of nowhere. And it's like, this is why I love the team. They're just so down to earth. They see some VeVe talk going on, some Ecomi talk going on. They come pop in and just chill with the community and just talk. And there was so much value brought. We got David Yu by himself. And you always know that this is a special moment when we get David Yu to just be able to talk and give us these gems. He always tells us some stuff that we didn't know. So we got a lot of stuff to cover in this video. We're gonna have some future videos coming covering some of the other things. So I just want to point out some of the stuff that I saw that makes me a lot more bullish. Like me and the homies was going crazy, like listening to some of the stuff he was saying. So yeah, we're gonna jump into it. Be sure to drop that thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and turn on notifications so you stay updated with everything going on. And yeah, let's jump into this. I really want to make sure you all caught these nuanced points here.
Yeah, I love the platform. It's wonderful. I'm actively trading every day on VeVe, and it's absolutely what I do full time. So I did have just a general question about collecting and how it, I guess, sort of will reflect what it, I guess, what the VeVe-verse will be for, what it will look like. So just, I guess, in general, like, is 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 the VeVe-verse a place where I guess a collector or collectors would be, well, I guess, is the VeVe something that attracts collectors? Is it for collectors, or are there going to be people that, or you market to be a part of the part of the VeVe but are not necessarily collectors? So I guess I'm asking, is the VeVe something that is going to be, I guess, attractive to collectors who?
So basically, he wants to know, is the VeVe for everybody, or is it just going to be limited to the people who want to collect? And obviously, a lot of these collectibles are becoming out of reach. So basically, David Yu's response is going to be amazing here. I think it's really going to give us some insights into the mindset of how this is small. Everybody's sitting here complaining about drops and stuff like that. And I have been saying, I've been telling people, like, drops is going to be a very small part of this platform. Even the secondary market is actually pretty small in comparison to what's to come. And this is what people were like when people were making price predictions and stuff like that. They were making them based off of this. The team has always come across to me as if this was the smallest aspect of what they were doing. Yeah, they're fans of collecting. Yeah, they love this. Yeah, it's a big deal that they got these brands, but it's a big deal that's a small part of what's actually going to be happening on VeVe. So yeah, this is what David Yu's about to go into, and I think it's beautifully said and beautifully executed.
You want to be in a metaverse, or are there other aspects, specifically, or that are going to just attract the general public who want to come and interact with things in the VeVe-verse? So I wonder what your thoughts on that would be.
Yeah, so that's a great question. So we always thought about NFT as only a byproduct to unlimited universe.
So basically, he said that the NFTs are a byproduct. So that's it's secondary to the VeVe-verse. Basically, that's what he's saying. The collectibles is just it's a secondary thing. Even though it's a big deal, even though it's their passion, something that they love, it gets way bigger. This is just the beginning, and this is their mindset. Their mindset is that this is the beginning right now. It's going to be so much stuff. This metaverse, this world that they're going to build. David's about to go into it and describe it, but actually listen to what he's saying. And I think a lot of people won't be as stressed about these drops and things like that once you realize what VeVe actually is. What does this mean? What are they trying to build? Because people are sometimes get lost and forget that we're super early. You see VeVe selling out, accomplishing all this stuff. This VeVe is quickly becoming one of these companies that's on par with some of the top in the world. And it's literally at its baby stages. I know how it's easy to forget that there's so much coming, but this is why drops and stuff is a big deal, because we're just at the beginning. Like, this is all that we have on VeVe. Like, right now at this current stage, if you can't get a drop, I mean, what point is there in using VeVe? We don't have nothing to do. But as an investor, you need to understand that this is the early stages. This is when Amazon only has books. This was before you could go get toothpaste, laundry detergent, whatever you need. This was before Amazon had everything. We are here early. Like, this is the equivalent to where we are with this project right now. It's insane to think about.
And we really do believe that gaming assets one day will be able to come out to VeVe from gaming company wish to integrate with us, and for us to go into another gaming asset. So that's number one.
So they want to really integrate with gaming. Trevor was talking something about this. Trevor actually said a while ago that he wanted to be able to portal to other games. Like, why take the time to build a Fortnite when you can just portal to Fortnite and have that connection back and forth? So basically, he wants to build relationships with games and stuff like that. So that's going to be one aspect. It's going to be more than just the like VeVe. I feel like we're gonna have our collectibles and stuff like that in the gaming aspect. Maybe one day we'll be able to use some of the collectibles or some of the skins or whatever in Call of Duty, be able to portal there from the VeVeverse. So that's one aspect.
The VeVe first, the whole idea really coming in is because we really do believe wearable device, you know, our VR glasses or mixed reality, your mobile phone. And what do you want to see in it, and how do you want to interact with one and another is another thing. So we really wanted to use that opportunity for collectors in VeVe to express themselves and network in a metaverse. So we are going to be running art exhibitions, so you can actually in the center of the VeVeverse there's going to be gallery, for example, or sports stadium. It could be right, you know, what you see in real life is what we're going to have it in there. The idea is to bring everyone into it, and everyone who has the same hobby. And you could be in London where it's snowing, down in New Zealand, Australia, it's summertime and it's windy somewhere. Anyone can join into the metaverse and enjoy another company, and you kind of become a friend, a good friend, talking about the same subject and looking at it. And the idea is just bringing that community even one more step closer than what you would in how we're doing it now.
So this is big. Basically, what he's saying is he wants to be able to connect the world through this metaverse where people are coming onto the VeVeverse for whatever subject matter that they like. So if it's an anime section, if it's a Dragon Ball Z section, if it's a Marvel, DC Comics, if it's sports, basketball, if you like basketball section, they want all these different sections and all these different boxes ticked, and that's pretty much the goal here. So this is where they see VeVe going, which means that it's so much bigger than the collectibles. Collectibles is going to be an aspect, but honestly, I think that that's going to be a smaller aspect of what the VeVeverse can be, just like the real world. The collectors industry, it generates a lot of money, but it's a small amount of people who are actually collectors and knowingly just collectors type of thing. Like, I feel like obviously you got portions of people who like collect shoes, like that's more common where I'm from. You got the shoe collectors and stuff like that. But when it comes to comic books and all of that, that's a smaller niche community. And honestly, I feel like if they do the VeVeverse the right way, it's like these collectibles that starting off as everything, it's actually going to be the same thing. There's going to be a lot of money being generated on the collector side, but it's something that a lot of people who come to the VeVeverse might not even notice. They might not even realize that this started off as a collectibles app, like just like Amazon. A lot of people don't know it started off as a freaking library. Like, that's what I feel like is key here, really understanding the vision behind where they're trying to take this project. And I feel like that's it. It's going to be that's the direction. And this is why I feel like it's so much bigger than people think, because people have been basing their price predictions and stuff off of these collectibles being just everything. Oh, VeVe's generating this amount of sales, this and that. And the whole time, this is a piece. This is secondary. If the smallest piece of this company, the smallest piece of this project is generating that, what do you think the big meat and potatoes is going? Like, come on, you gotta look at the big picture. Like, and that's what a lot of people still aren't seeing, even though people kind of understand. People think that the VeVeverse is kind of gonna, okay, it's gonna be a little place to play with our collectibles, and that's just it. No, they're trying to make it so much bigger than that. This is going to extend way bigger than just playing with collectibles. Like honestly, it could get to a point where the collectibles are just not obsolete, but it's just something that you see. You see somebody riding around the DeLorean in the VeVeverse. It's normal. You might not want to even collect it because you're not part of it, but it's just there. It's just normal to the metaverse.
So you will be hopefully, we will be able to turn on the voice function where you can speak to one and another in the
Massive.
VeVeverse.
I spoke with Trevor earlier about a museum.
So this is going into a different aspect that I also wanted to cover in this video. He's going to actually talk about a museum and really the direction and where they see this project going. This is all very bullish stuff here. So I think you all going to enjoy this.
I know it's going to take a lot of work and a lot of licensing power to get to that stage, but do you think that that might be something you guys might be interested to like possibly get the license behind the Mona Lisa or other big pieces of art by like Van Gogh or Picasso?
Okay, so that's a very good question. And just so you guys understand, we do have a huge lineup of IPs coming.
That right there, he just basically, he already said that there's going to be like big artwork and stuff like that. And then he's going to go on to say they're talking to museums and stuff like that. But this is the level that they've been thinking on and planning on for a long time now. People see like what VeVe is doing and think that this is it. Like if they get these super famous paintings, and what's interesting, what you're gonna hear here that made me super exciting and also super bullish is the fact that people are buying physical collectibles now because of VeVe. People who would have never bought a physical collectible before are buying them now because of VeVe. So VeVe is actually putting life into some of these dying industries or some of these not so popular industries. Like it's hot to buy some of these collectibles now. Like the Batman Black and White series, people are buying these, like all the statues that they can find. Like people are buying these now when they were sitting on shelves for the longest. And I think that this is what's going to happen. Like if you see some of this famous artwork that's in galleries and stuff like that, you see this on VeVe, you own this in VeVe, part of you is going to want to own that in real life. And now you're more likely to go out and try to purchase the real one if you are well and you got money like that. If you get a one of one on VeVe, like how you gonna look if somebody else has the real life physical version? It's like, come on now, you got to get the physical to match, and I think that that's going to boost sales and stuff like that. So I think that VeVe is breathing life into a bunch of industries that may have been on life alert. Well, not life alert because it's still big money in these industries, but it's just not as hot as VeVe is right now. VeVe is hot and is breathing life into everything that it touches. And this is what people got to realize. More people are going to want to partner with VeVe. Like more companies are going to want to partner with VeVe who holds valuable things, but maybe they don't move as fast. VeVe sells out instantly. Stuff on VeVe will sell. And that's something that a lot of companies cannot do. But yeah, let's hear what David has to say on it, and you're gonna really understand.
Like when Dan said we have years of content, he does mean we have years of content. That's number one. Number two is I love art, so I really believe that the way we have been sending things out or selling it, publishing it, or whatever you call it, it is very important. What I really believe, what we want to do is slowly bringing more and more artists into VeVe, and also we need to ensure that the subject matter and the relevant with VeVe is close connected.
So basically, they want to bring in more artists and stuff like that, but right now we don't really have an audience that wants stuff like that. We're growing from DC and Marvel, and that's what we're growing from. So it doesn't really make sense to bring in like huge, like we need more whales and stuff. We need people actually willing and capable of spending huge amounts of money. Then it would make sense for a museum to partner with them and give them something like the rights to make a Van Gogh or something like that. That it would make sense at that point because you actually have people like who would be willing to buy the physical version. So it could be one of those type of relationships where it basically VeVe still has to prove itself in some areas. VeVe is doing very well in some areas. Some areas they have not touched. They have not proved that they could sell a Van Gogh. They've proved that they could sell a DC toy and a Marvel toy. And yeah, I mean, that's a great accomplishment, but to certain sides of licensing, I would imagine that does not matter, that you've been able to sell some Marvel toys and comics. So Yeah, I think they got to get a little bit bigger. Like when they can say, oh, we have 10 million people. Out of these 10 million peoples, we've had a purchase on VeVe of over $1 million or over $10 million. We've had a purchase of VeVe that happened that took place that got $50 million. You partnering with us to sell this painting and to, this would be the best thing to do. And I think that more deals like that are going to come in the future. We're going to see VeVe being able to do things like this, but they have to constantly keep leveling up.
So, I mean, I have a lot of friends to go, well, you know, all these other artists, the big names. I won't name them because it's probably going to be on YouTube tomorrow, say confirm, but it's not. I know a lot of the big name artists, but if I bring them into VeVe today, it's not going to be relevant to a lot of the audience that we have.
That's basically what he just said. He knows a lot of these people. He knows the people that he needs to know. VeVe just isn't there yet is what he's trying to say. So it's not even that he does not have these deals in the works. It's just not the right time. Timing is everything. And the VeVe actually understands this. This is why they're so successful, I think. Timing is everything and they get it.
For example, we have seen a lot of these artists are trying to do their own NFT in different platforms. And I tell you, some of these artists are extraordinary artists, but they don't do very well in their NFT because they're not becoming relevant. They don't have a Discord. They don't set up a Telegram. They don't spread their messages out there. With VeVe, what we do is almost like an end-to-end, and we allow a lot of these cool artists. And what we have done right now, bringing Frank on, Jermaine, Ron English, and we've got Simone, and we've got a lot more artists that we'll be announcing in the coming weeks, is that they are relevant to what our community is about. And we're about pop, fandom, and it's related to licensing and, you know, innovation. But you are right. We are going to have to start looking to bring some of these cool stuff, you know, like you said, Mona Lisa, like these Van Gogh. There's opportunity. And we have reached out to these foundations and museums to look at how we can help them.
So as you can see, he's talking about they're reaching out, they're expanding. Basically what he's saying is it just takes time and it's in the plans, but not right now. It doesn't make sense right now. They're taking baby steps. They're not going to go from Marvel, all these toy brands, and then they got a Lucky in there. They got some luxury items in there, some stuff that could be high ticket items in there. But at the same time, this is still about Batman and Marvel and stuff. We still excited about that. Like where the super like where the other side of things is, the art side. Like when I think of the art side, I think of fancy uptight people who got way too much money to spend, like billionaires just bored as hell type. Like that's what I think about. So when are we going to get to the point where we can have some bored billionaires on here just buying up all types of artwork like that? Because that seems a hell of a lot more boring than our community, but it does seem like a side that VeVe can cater to. So I feel like we're gonna have to get a lot more bigger. VeVe has to generate a lot more money, and then I feel like we'll see some stuff like those come into play. But it is good to know that he's already working on it.
To raise money, raise awareness, to become relevant to the new audience. We are doing a lot of these things, and we'll continue. But most of those things will probably hopefully exist in the VeVeverse when we run exhibitions. I just don't know how Mona Lisa, the museum, will feel if we start minting the NFT off it, type of thing. But you know, we'll have to have a look at it. But right now, our main aim is to grow our audience and to have relevant subject matters that is close to our fan base.
So there we have it, man. That was everything. I thought that this was amazing. It was filled with so many gems and information, so much information. It gives you some perspective into where VeVe's planning to go and where we're at right now. We're just at the beginning. So I feel like we will be seeing some huge high ticket items coming into VeVe at some point in the future. But this really just explains and pushes the point home that we are at the early stages. We're at the beginning, and a lot of the stuff that people care so much about right now think is so important. They're like, oh, I don't know how VeVe is ever going to attract and keep new users. Like people are panicking about stuff like drops, not realizing this is going to be something that a lot of people in the VeVeverse ain't even gonna care about. Now, yeah, they're gonna end up buying some stuff here and there just to decorate their homes, because they're gonna see all of us out here, all the OGs out here. We're gonna have Luckies and all types of stuff around. And yeah, we're gonna have people coming in and buying stuff like that. But honestly, we could be the small niche little community by the time it's said and done when it comes to the VeVeverse. This is going to be massive. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, turn on notifications so you stay updated. And yeah, catch y'all on the next one. Peace out, Joe.